Hey everybody, this is Sarah with Precision Camera in Austin, Texas, and I have a brand new lens to show you guys. The 60-600 from Sigma. Let's take it out of the box. Comes with a nice case to keep it nice and protected. Lens cap. Here it is. So let's cover some of the specs of this lens. This is the 60-600 millimeter f4.5 to 6.3. This effectively replaces their 50-500 that's been out for quite a while. That lens has been really popular, but it definitely needed an update. Newer cameras with newer sensors just needed fresh glass to be able to resolve those sensors properly. This is part of their sports line, so that means that the quality of this lens optically and build-wise is superior to pretty much everything else they put out. Fully weather sealed, great optics. Someone going into rough terrain should be able to rely on a sports lens knowing that even if it's raining or dusty or whatever, that it can put up with that environment. This lens is an FX mount, which means you can use it on full frame cameras or crop sensor cameras. You do get image stabilization, which Sigma calls optical stabilization on their lenses. Something I noticed about this right away when I took it out of the box that I think is really smart is that this mount right here is Arca Swiss style. So if you have an Arca Swiss style tripod or mount, you're not going to need to add a plate to this to make it compatible. This will go right onto it. Like we've seen on other lenses from Sigma, this does have a locking mechanism. So not only can you lock it when it's at 60, but they actually let you lock it at each one of these specific focal lengths. And they give us a lot here. They actually have 60, 70, 80, 100, 120, 150, 200, 250, 300, 400, and 600 listed out. So if you are shooting something and you want to lock it in at 200 millimeters, for example, I can just go ahead and flip that real quick. And now it's not going to go anywhere. It is going to stay at that focal length. On our focus mechanism right here, you see MF, MO, and AF. This is autofocus, manual override, and manual focus. We also have a focus limiter here. If you are trying to focus on things up close or specifically focus on things at a distance, this helps your lens not hop around too much and kind of helps you isolate staying where you want to be when you are focusing on your subject. They have two optical stabilization modes here, and we also have two custom modes here. Now, something that's really cool about custom modes on Sigma lenses is the ability to use their USB dock to fine-tune how quickly you want this to focus, or if you wanted to prioritize, say, tracking a subject over speed or vice versa. That's something that you can use with that USB dock that is compatible with a lot of current Sigma lenses now. That's really how you take advantage of this feature for your purposes. Now, for being such a big lens, I appreciate that you can still use a screw-on filter. Now, it's going to be a big and probably pretty expensive one. This is a 105. Obviously, it's going to be absolutely huge, but putting a filter on your lens is super important, and I'm just glad that it's a screw-on size. It's comprised of 3 FLD elements and 1 SLD element. The aperture diaphragm is made out of 9 blades, which means you're going to get nice little circles as your bokeh. They should be really smooth, but we're going to test that out here in just a little bit. The cool thing about this lens being compatible with FX and DX style cameras means that when you throw this on a crop sensor camera like a Nikon with a 1.5 crop on their sensors, this lens effectively turns into a 900 millimeter lens. I could imagine a D500 user with the speed and focusing capabilities of that camera, someone owning that camera and shooting wildlife, just this lens is going to be a must for your camera bag. It is going to be the ultimate tool to get far-reaching, sharp, accurate images. Now, something that I think is really awesome about this lens, and I think wildlife photographers are going to take huge advantage of this is the fact that it is completely compatible with Sigma teleconverters. That includes the 1.4 and the 2 times. But something to keep in mind, if you've never used a teleconverter before, when you add a teleconverter to this lens, not only would it say double the length of your focal range on this lens, but it's also going to double your aperture. You're going to want to be in a pretty bright situation or make sure that you have a camera that is able to focus in low light really well. Okay, so the rest of this vlog, I am going to show you some pictures that I've captured out here at Bull Creek today. I have a 5D Mark IV with me because the lens that Sigma provided me is Canon mount. So I'm going to go ahead and share some of the images that I've taken this morning with you guys here. I'm also going to include a link to a blog and a downloadable folder in the comments. So take a look, and if you want to take a look at any of the actual files, please feel free to download these images, take a look at them for yourself, and see what you think. Okay, so I just finished shooting with this lens, and if you were expecting really amazing bird images, I'm super sorry because that is by no means my forte. I will say I was using this lens handheld the entire time. I was not using a tripod. I personally probably wouldn't recommend that. I am a weak person and it was really heavy to carry around. This lens comes in just under 6 pounds. I wouldn't expect it to be light knowing the type of lens this is and the reach it gets. Ultimately, I'm really happy with how these images turned out. This lens is incredibly sharp. It focuses really, really well. I could definitely see the optical stabilization working as I was shooting. I think anyone shooting with the 50-500 should highly consider upgrading to this. Not only are you getting more reach, but you're getting better build quality, you're getting better optics. If you have a new camera, you're going to want something that resolves that sensor better, and that's what this lens is designed to do. So thank you so much, and like I said, download images in the comments and hit subscribe for more content like this. Thanks so much.